Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. This is my Darth Maul build for Elden Ring. Um, I had to actually re-roll into a different character because I could not find a black robe. So I just went with the Confessor, which actually ended up being pretty good. I think it was a better choice. Of course, I had to acquire all the things I needed for this build, and I switched things up a little bit from the last time that I presented the part 1 on this. And this is part 2, the final build, and my thoughts on it. Okay, so equipment, of course we have the double blade, which we are going to infuse with fire to get it red, which is fire grease. Now, these are really easy to make and really easy to get. The resources for it, I can show you on the map here, are in Limgrave, and the War Master Shack, just right next to it, off to the right, is the root resin you need. And if you go up here, right in this area right here where I marked, there's about 11 smoldering butterflies that you can get. And it only takes one root resin, one smoldering butterfly, and you can get enough for 11 of them up there. Now this stuff lasts for exactly 1 minute. So for now, for early game, Limgrave and Lernia, this I think will be viable. But when you get into the late game, this build is going to have to evolve, to something else, because we just, some of these weapons and stuff that I have for it are not powerful enough to get you through mid game and late game. So, this build's going to have to naturally evolve into whatever you want it to. Now there's other double blades in the game that you can use that I'm sure will be really great items, but that's really kind of late game. I had really hard problem finding them, especially with this build. Now, in my opinion, I love this game to death. I love it. I've been playing it nonstop. But one thing that needs to change on it, it just seems like there's one or two weapons or one or two classes that really you have to get to make it through the game. The Sword of Night and Fire, or Magic and Fire, or whatever, everyone's been using that sword, and it's carrying them through the whole game, which is, it kind of sucks because there's so many weapons, I'd like to use them all. Of course, if you're a good player, you could probably make it through with any build you want, but the meta is kind of going this way, and it kind of sucks. But, like I said, if you get better at the game and do the build you want to, I think most people can find what works and use it. So this is just an idea for Darth Maul. It's going to take quite some time to farm for all this stuff, to make it work. It does take time, but it is fun, But you start out with a shield, which helps. You start out with a finger sill, which helps. You start out with a great broadsword, and I put Stormblade on it because it's kind of like a force push, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. And then we have the Fire Blade with our Twin Blade. I have this at +3, this at +1. But I will show you what this does. I'm going to light it with some fire, make it look like a lightsaber, sorta. And then we're going to use a force push on this victim right here. Our little victim. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like the force push. And it doesn't go through the shield, those heavy shields very well, but that's okay. It's kind of a cool effect, and it's really pretty powerful. So, like I said, early game, this will probably work. You know, the jump attack for this with this broadsword is really good. So, you know, that's stuff you can use. And then, of course, we have our fireball, which we can throw for range, which is absolutely necessary in this game. If you want to get through it, you have to have something go from range, like whether you're a prisoner with the some of the spells that you can use with the magic wand, or some type of incantation that will throw it from range, because you can't. I mean, I'm sure there's always exceptions to everything that goes on in this game, but you can't just survive off of a weapon. I think you have to have some type of range attacks if you are, you know, a basic noob or newer at these Souls games. So that's just my opinion. You know, you can build this any way you want, in any way you want. I'm sure there's some other black robes later on in the game, but yeah, this is just an idea for a build. Now, this is going to be a build that's going to be focused on melee. So we have to put points in vigor, points in strength, and points in dexterity, which is good because dexterity, you can get more and more of a equipment load. Vigor is always good because the more health you have, obviously, the better. And dexterity is a good build. I mean, maybe eventually you want to do dual swords or whatever. It's a good build for that. Also, you know, it just makes you quicker. I have faith on here, so a lot of weapons early on in this game scale with faith, which is kind of sucks because it kind of puts you into this, you know, this cone type thing to where, okay, yeah, you can do pretty good with some of the other guys, but if you want to do really good, you know, you better have a faith-based build. So anyway, which is fine, you know, you can do it. I prefer, my favorite class is Confessor and also the Bandit. I'm gonna have a dual blade Reduvia Bandit build soon, so look for that. This video took a really long time to make. If you could like and subscribe and share, that would be awesome. I appreciate all you guys. The views and everything that I've gotten on my little tiny channel have been awesome. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed, and I hope you stay safe out there and have a good day. Okay, here's some I'm gonna have a little bit of gameplay after this too if you were interested in that. Alright, thanks. Bye.